so she wants no part in this cocaine party. Except it isn't cocaine. Annabelle takes her hand and says, "Get ready to meet the gods." So let's take a minute to unpack a little bit about Annabelle and Tomas, because it will help you realize just how crazy these two are. And I think Evangeline may have met her match. Okay, the best way I can describe Tomas and Annabelle: imagine if Bonnie and Clyde were ultra brilliant professionals with very upstanding day jobs, but by night were the most dangerous, most volatile, most impulsive, and most incompetent criminals you've ever met. In other words, a Bonnie and Clyde, but like on PCP. Literally. But more on that in a minute. Let's examine Tomas. He is a pharmacist at the drugstore by the harbor in the Mimosa district. A very upstanding, but a very boring career that leaves him unfulfilled in life. He loves botany, though, and is working on a PhD in medicinal plants. Super cool, right? Also, nerd, but I can appreciate it. So anyways, by day, he's a pharmacist. By night, he's studying plant medicine, and he's bored in between. Then enter Annabelle. So one day, a super gorgeous, curvaceous woman comes to the pharmacy to pick up her medication for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. She has long, flowing, fiery red hair pinned up into a beehive with a trail of curls down her shoulders. Her lipstick was as bright as her hair. Her whole style, her vibe, was unique. Almost a Victorian chic meets rockabilly fleek. She wore a corset that practically lifted her breasts to her chin. And at that moment, Tomas knew he was going to be in trouble. So this patient, Annabelle, will end up being both his wife and his undoing. She embodied the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood aesthetic, tearing him away from his academic rigor and rigidity. He asks her out to a wine bar for a first date, and here he learns she is a curator at the local museum. So the book nerd in him is totally swooning, and they fall in love. And within 2 months of this first date, they will have married, moved in together, and Tomas will have quit his PhD program. He has dreams of opening an apothecary herbal shop, and Annabelle is on board. Now they quickly learn they both have a penchant for partying hard and love anything wild, crazy, and that gets them high, including PCP laced with mummy dust. Now, pause, because what the actual? That's probably what you're thinking, because that was exactly what I was thinking when I read about this case. But being the nerd that I am, I had to dig into the backstory. So during the time between the 12th and 18th centuries, medicinal cannibalism was totally a thing. And it began because of a stupid mistranslation. The word mumia referred to a natural mineral substance used by Arab physicians for medical purposes. But Europeans heard about it, and like some macabre version of the telephone game, thought they were actually ingesting embalmed human remains, mummies. But Annabelle and Tomas took this to a sick, twisted extreme. As a museum curator, Annabelle had access to mummies and human remains, and Tomas, the pharmacist, had access to medical-grade agents that are often used for illicit purposes, like lidocaine and dextroamphetamine. They had a system and quickly amassed quite the extensive little black book of clientele. In fact, side note, during Annabelle's death investigation, police identify over 700 of their clients, including several celebrities, 4 state senators, a university president, and a foreign dignitary. Well, dang. So how they worked. Whenever a mummy tour came into her institution, she would acquire samples of the human remains. Not really sure how that worked, because isn't that kept in sealed glass or whatever? Did she have to break into the sarcophagus and just scalpel away at the gauze? I mean, which body part did she prefer? And how did she market this to her high-end clientele? Was it on social media? Hey fam, this week's special, 2 for 1 kilos of Nefertiti's nose number 9, our hybrid blend. Or the King Tut's Big Toe Dime Bag. I don't know. Just wild. Oh, okay. Before I was a nurse, I was a histology assistant in a pathology